Okay, Herman Deal, the real deal here. Today I'm going to go over how to handle Thanksgiving, how to handle these big feast party events coming up, Christmas, the holidays, Hanukkah, all these events coming up. How do you handle eating when there's tons of food? And a few simple rules can go a long way to helping you deal with this. First of all, rule number one I would keep in mind: when you are carnivore, when your body has adapted to eating ketogenic carnivore animal products, your body has adapted to digesting fat and meat. You're getting 9 calories of energy when you eat fat, so therefore you get more energy. It's a more efficient energy source, way more efficient than carbohydrates, because it's 9 calories you get instead of only 4 from carbohydrates and protein. So when you eat fat, you have more energy. But when your body has adapted to that, then you can't eat too much meat or fat. Because think about it, when you eat fat, first of all, your body has to produce bile in order to digest the fat. Your body can only produce so much bile. And it is possible, some people, as they're transitioning from carbohydrates and glucose, they might eat fatty foods and feel indigestion. That's because their body's not used to it. But once you get used to it, you can digest more fat, more meat, you crave it more. But once you get full, like you are full, completely full, because your body can only produce so much bile. When you eat carbohydrates, you're not that full. You think you're full. You're going to be hungry again an hour later. It's not the same thing. It's why we have this phrase within the carnivore community called the carnivore zen. After you've eaten a lot of fatty meat, you're just like, you're relaxed, you're zen-like, and you just, you have no desire to eat anything else. And so that's the first thing I do. When I go to these big events, there might be a piece of pumpkin pie sitting there that's flirting with me. The pumpkin pie might be winking at me, flirting with me, and I'm thinking, yeah, I want to try that. But before I get to that, I'm going to eat a lot of meat so I get full. So that by the time I want to try the pumpkin pie, I'm like, oh, I'm already full, but I'll try a little piece. And then I just want to eat a little piece, and that's it. And usually I'll eat it and it's like, oh, it's too sugary. I'm not used to it. Again, because my body is used to being ketogenic carnivore, I'm not used to the sugar. So even a little bit of sugar is like, it can be shocking. Forgot to mention that I fasted. I did intermittent fasting. I woke up, got a workout in, and since the last time I ate before Thanksgiving was probably 7:30 at night, so woke up around 9, 8:30, got a workout in, so I was fasted. I had been over 12 hours without eating. I waited till about 1 p.m. We went to Capital Grille with family members. So I was at Capital Grille, and so I was it's about 16, 17 hours without eating, which was great. This is what I wanted. And I was able to do a workout while fasted, which is fantastic, because when you work out in a fasted state, you're really using your ketones, you're really using fat for energy. And sometimes you have an even better workout. So by the time I got to Capital Grille, let me tell you, I was hungry. Very, very hungry. So now we're going to go into the pictures. So the first thing I had when I got to Capital Grille was buttered coffee. Yes, this is just, butter increases energy, eating the fats, still kind of fasting. This is kind of like a dirty fast. I did have buttered coffee earlier. It's not a pure fast because you're still eating some fat, but fat has a very, very low, almost non-existent insulin response. So you're not really breaking your fast, but you are a little bit. So it's like a dirty fast. And then the bread came out, of course, before the main entree or the appetizers. And
But do I get tempted by this? Absolutely not. This does not tempt me. This does not tease me because I know how bad wheat is. And again, I've read the books, Wheat Belly, Grain Brain. What wheat, American made wheat, does for your brain is very bad. It's not good. The wheat in this country, the USA, is just terrible. And so it's really not even tempting for me because I know how bad it is. And this is why sometimes information is power. When you know something is not good for you, you can avoid eating it, but you really want to study it and understand why it's not good for you. American made wheat is terrible. That's why we have gluten-free foods here in the USA. Gluten-free does not exist in Europe. No one even knows what that is because when they make bread over there, the wheat is different and it doesn't last as long. And American made wheat is just terrible for you. So this is why it's easy for me to avoid the bread. And then the moment I was waiting for. This is our porcini rubbed bone-in ribeye. 22 ounces, very big. Porcini mushrooms is rubbed in it. Absolutely delicious. Oh, this was just so beautiful. I was so happy when it arrived. I was very hungry, having only eaten basically buttered coffee. So I was really, really happy when this huge piece of meat finally came. And of course, I devoured it. When I when I when I got to the last piece, here I am with the bone. I really wanted to grab it with my hands and chew on it, but I knew that I would get dirty looks from my family members. I still used my fork and did chew on the bone a little bit with my holding it with a fork because boy, it was so delicious. The taste was just so phenomenal. Fantastic. And here were some of the other side dishes. Did I want to eat any of the potatoes or no, I just didn't. My body craves the meat. It's what I'm used to. It's what I enjoy. It's what I know is healthiest. And I don't want to mix the meat with potatoes because then remember, the potatoes will create an alkaline response in my stomach acids, while the meat is creating a more acidic response, making me feel like I'm full when I'm really not. So potatoes, some of these other snacks you can see here, those are filler foods. Those aren't as healthy for me. I don't want those. Not when I can have a big juicy ribeye. Uh-uh. Now the desserts were good. We had a variety of different desserts. Here I am trying some chocolate with some pumpkin pie. Yes, it was tasty, but I was already quite full after eating that huge steak. But because there was nothing but desserts, I did eat a fair amount, a couple of desserts there, couple of pieces, and then I had, you can see my buttered coffee again, a big glob of butter there. And so now, like hours later, like 6 hours later, I'm at another get together and I'm eating my protein first. See, cheese, sausage, and then they didn't have turkey. I thought I was going to eat turkey, but they didn't have it. They had a pork butt, delicious. Ate it with more cheese. I wasn't even that hungry because I was still a little bit full from the big steak I ate earlier. But I ate this delicious, absolutely delicious, ate all lots of meat ahead of time. Of course, there were tons of pastries and other things, all of which I avoided, of course, focusing first protein first. Eat the protein first. And then my friends at this Thanksgiving get together kept insisting that I try this dessert because it's like the best thing. They ordered it from New York City. It's called the New York City Milk Bar. They're known for their desserts. They ordered it from New York City down to Miami. So I was like, oh, okay, I'll try it. And of course, I mean, it was good, but it was just too much of a sugar shock for me. Too much sugar. It was okay. But I ate one little piece and like, okay, yeah, I'm good. Like I just didn't want any more. Plus, because I ate the protein first, I didn't really, I wasn't hungry. So this was easy to just eat a couple of bites and be done with it.
So there you have it. main philosophy when going to these big dinner parties: eat the protein first. Don't mix carbohydrates with protein. Remember, like I put in one of my other posts, where the New York Italians ruined spaghetti and meatballs because they mixed it together. Traditionally, the real Italians from Italy would eat the meatballs first, then the pasta. Same concept here. Eat the protein first. Let your digestive system handle that first. Get yourself filled up with the protein. Then have a little bit of dessert. You're not going to want a lot because you already ate a lot of protein. And it's better, the food combining, it's easier on your stomach. You know, you're given protein, acidic gastric juices digest that, break it down. And then after you're done with that, then comes the dessert. That's going to require more alkaline juices to break it down. It makes sense. Don't mess things up for your stomach, because then you feel artificially full, bloated, not good. Protein first, then a little bit of dessert, and I would still totally avoid the bread, the wheat. Wheat, again, is just terrible for you. Thank you for watching this edition of Subconscious Fat. I'll be back next Monday with another video, and Thursday with Mr. Skeptical. Bye.